So this is an anecdote about the first time I encountered the word anime. And it was in a kids magazine I usually bought when I was a kid, and it was called K-Zone. K-Zone was a special magazine to get because for a long time it was my only source of information about Pokemon. And one day they had a big 2-page spread, so it had like Dragon Ball Z and Card Captors and Sailor Moon and of course Pokemon, and in the middle it said All-Star Anime. Except when I first saw that word I didn't pronounce it as anime. I pronounced it as An-uh-mey. An-uh-mey. To be fair, I was only half off the correct pronunciation. But for the longest time, An-uh-mey was the way I pronounced anime. And I don't even know why this is. It might have had something to do with Mr Mime from Pokemon, because I had Mr Mime, and then I had An-uh-mey. They shared 3 letters, that made enough sense to me. Though Mr Mime can't take all the blame, because I mispronounced a few words, such as the number 3, which I more than often pronounce as free. I was pretty adamant that An-uh-mey was the correct pronunciation of anime, to the point where a friend of mine who bought the same magazine and were having a chat about it pronounced it as An-uh-mey, and I stopped him right there and told him, no dude, it's pronounced An-uh-mey, obviously. So he started calling it An-uh-mey as well, and I think a year and a half later I moved away, and I think we were still calling it An-uh-mey at that stage, so for all I know there is someone back in my hometown who pronounces anime An-uh-mey still, which is kind of funny. This isn't an isolated case either. It kind of makes me happy to know that there are other people who had trouble with this word as well. I've chatted with a few people, I've heard of people calling it An-uh-mey and An-uh-mey and so many other things. We should all get together and form some sort of support group for mispronunciations. So I don't remember exactly when I learnt how to correctly pronounce an anime, almost said An-uh-mey, but I do remember for a very long time being very adamant that it was pronounced An-uh-mey. And so that's my anecdote. Thanks for listening.